How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Pete's Carport. And yes, it has been quite some time since we've done any videos on the 1995 Chevy G20 conversion van that sits right behind me. And a lot of that is due because I actually bought a house, a beautiful home. Maybe we'll do a quick walk around before we start the video, but I had the van at my parents' house, just sitting there waiting till we got a home because I ran out of parking spots at my car garage. So if you guys are new to the channel, I have a place where I can work on cars, but I'm sort of limited on space, but I also have a ton of cars and I've got some friends' cars over there, so had to move the van. So the van's been kind of just sitting. My parents have been starting it, but it hasn't been washed or cleaned out. And even prior to bringing it over there, this was our family slash a dog carrier. So it still is. It's going to be a van that we keep forever. It's part of the family, and it's already got so many memories, but I want to make sure we keep up with it. So today we're going to do a lot of fun things. We're going to clean it down, clean the inside down, and try to fix a lot of those little annoying things that have come up over the years that have broken, especially the lights and other things. Right now I don't have a blinker to go left, and I want to make sure that I get that fixed. And there's some inside pieces that I want to make sure that I kind of put back together. So it's going to be kind of more of a vlog video where I go through a lot of things and just kind of fix them. Not really a tutorial. So without further ado, let's get started. Actually, let's go ahead and take a look at the new house because it is exciting, guys. I have animals, dogs, birds, cats, and we had almost no property at our past house, and we finally were able to close on this beautiful home. And I just got to show you this part. This is my favorite thing. You walk out back. Let's see if the cows are out here. The cows aren't out here, but you can see we've got quite a bit of a backyard. My wife's doing a ton of plants, and we've got a nice farm behind us. So usually there's cows walking around, but they have such a large area to roam that they're not around. Maybe we'll take a look at them at the end of the video, see if they're out here. But let's get started on the van. Back to this area, I've got to pull my 944 out, but let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to be doing. I've got my pressure washer, foam canning soaps. I've even got a magic eraser that I'm going to try on these really disgusting rims. They just get so dirty from sitting and just light driving. And I also realized when I was driving that somehow that slid off. So we've got to jack this thing up and see if we can get that back into place. I heard a rattle while I was coming back from my parents' house where I had it stored, and I was really worried. Then I got up under the van when I got back and I saw that. So that needs to be fixed. Somehow somebody broke this headlight here. I think that's the brights, so I need to get that swapped out. Like I said, there's just little things here and there, and we're just going to try to tackle them. So I'm going to speed through a lot of the cleaning up, and then we'll just kind of go into the little things that we're going to do. Let's get going. I always say start small. Just by cleaning down the van, it motivated me. The van looks awesome. And also, this is my first experience with a water softener. The new house that we bought, we had one installed, and this is the first time I've cleaned a car down, and I gotta say they are incredible because the van air dried, which is not what I planned on, but because I'm recording, it dried before I can get to it, and there are no water spots, and it looks incredible. So what a time saver, what a difference in actual quality of your car washing. So definitely got to say it is worth getting a water softener if you are a car guy like me and have tons of cars, just outside of being a better overall water for your house. So yeah, take a look at the van. You know, it's motivating. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and probably pick up some things. I really want to get some new center caps here, and I want to see what we can do about really polishing out these front rims. That Magic Eraser didn't do much. It did a little bit, but I know I can polish those out pretty easily. So I'm going to go down to the store and get a couple things that I think will work, and you may see some new center caps on here before the end of the video. So let's move forward. Shit. Well, guys, sometimes you got to live and learn. These here are replacement ones that I put on only about a year ago, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 6,000 miles, and they were polyurethane. I tried to grease them up because they were so noisy, and I unfortunately put bearing grease on there originally, and I think that it actually ate away at it like people said it would. This would be the correct grease, the silicone grease. I did end up wiping it all back down and putting that on, but I guess that bearing grease must have penetrated because you can see that side's completely torn and these ones are pretty much gone. These are like rock hard. So I went down to AutoZone and was able to get these Duralast ones that I think are just rubber after taking them out and feeling them. That's the part number for one of them. And that's the part number right there for the other one. That's the ones, the stabilizer bar, and I believe these are the ones that go up right in there. So the cool thing is they are Duralast, but in the package when I ripped it open, you've got this here that says a quality product from Brand Pack, which is a German company. So kind of cool that a German company is making these sway bar bushings. Yeah, and they're definitely a rubber material, which is going to be a lot less quiet. They just don't last as long, but in my case, those didn't last at all. They only lasted about a year. So I'm more excited about swapping these out, and I'm going to silicone grease them just to be safe. So let's go ahead and pop these out, pop those in. This was kind of an unexpected thing for this video, but I can then go and test these out and fill you guys in on a later video. But I think these are going to actually end up being much better than the ones I put in. To be honest with you, I think that these ones were extremely cheap. And I think I got them from Advanced Auto, so I'm kind of glad I'm swapping them out. I hope I just get rid of that squeak that's just been so annoying. So let's get these in. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into diagnosing why my left turn signal is not working. And in correlation, my runner lights aren't working, and I've got some other funky things happening. Like when I flip my hazard lights on or headlights on, I get all sorts of different lights that either work or don't work. But I think it's all correlated to the turn signal that goes down inside here that doesn't turn on at all no matter what lights I turn on. So I think that there's some sort of ground connection to that. And I gotta be honest with you, I took apart some of these things underneath this light box here because I went ahead and got a new light for here, and that was actually good. Somebody grounded the runner lights, and I don't know if that's a factory thing, but there's a ground wire going up to that runs these, and that had come loose. And I don't know if any of that has to do with all this not working, but on top of that, there's kind of a mess of wires under here. There's some cut ones, some kind of spliced together ones, and some wires just kind of sitting there that I don't know what to do with, and same thing underneath the hood. So I'm just gonna have to kind of go through some things. Like I think this might be a ground wire. We're gonna test that. But let's start with the light, because if this bulb is not working, it does look good, but if it's not working, then we're not getting a ground and the whole system's not gonna function properly. So what I wanna do is, I know I've got my right turn signal that works perfect. We're gonna go ahead and pull that bulb out. Like I said, this one does look good. And we'll pull this one out and see if anything's dirty. Maybe we got some bad connections. And I'll show you guys with this here if we've got power going to it. So we're gonna go ahead and test the power there. I've got my voltmeter just in case we need to check continuity, all that stuff with ground. So let me go ahead and get set up, pull the light from over there and see if we can get this at least working. We are getting a little bit of a storm coming through and it's starting to drizzle. So I'm gonna try to go through it quickly. All right, so I've got the known working bulb here. And like I said, this one does look good. And when I pull it out, it's a little black on the tips. And inside here, I've got a little bit of dark on, I think, the negative side. So I've got this grounded out my light. And let me go ahead and turn my turn signal on. When I touched it without the turn signal on, there was no light. And now we've got a light. So that means we've got power going to it. Of course, we can use our voltmeter if it doesn't fix it by changing out the bulb, then we can use our voltmeter to make sure we're getting the proper power. But this was working, so I'm pretty sure we're getting the right power to there. Let's go ahead, now that we got our turn signal on, let's go ahead and slide the other bulb into there. Up, and you can see immediately it's working. But when I slide it all the way in, there's a bad connection. So the other bulb could be a good bulb. I might just need to clean this connector off, but I'm getting turn signal right now, so that's good. And good, we got our side light. As you can see there, come around. Now I thought that would be a turn signal, but it didn't work on the other side, and it's not working now, but that's exactly what worked on the other side, just the back, and I'm guessing that's the factory way. Let me go ahead and turn my lights on now. Okay, our runner lights are working, so definitely all of this is connected together, which is kind of funny for ground purposes. I don't know why they did that. I might reground all of this. So we're gonna rewire all of our runner lights because I believe we have a ton of cut wires on the other side here. I don't think none of these are working right now. And I'm wondering if these are ground to that as well. But you can see here, all of this got caught up on something one day and kind of ripped everything out. So I'm gonna rewire all that. So this is good. So either we just need to change out a light, which I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna do that anyways, just to refresh the light. But I'm also gonna clean the connectors, and I'll go ahead and pick up one of these, speed through all this. Now that we resolved it, things don't usually happen this easy. Usually when it comes to electric, especially on these older vehicles, with a ton of things done to them, it doesn't go this smooth. Now, I am gonna do another video on this to continue, where we're gonna get these upper lights working, because they are not connected at all. And neither are the TV, the VCR, all that stuff's been kind of pulled out because the panel that runs all that is not working. So the past owner did a bunch of stuff and pulled a lot of things out. So I'm gonna have to rewire all of that, and we'll do a full video on that. Also the interior LED lights, we'll get all that working. That should be a real fun video, but let's get all this put back together. I'm very motivated to get this thing looking good, running good. Now, of course, we washed the car and it rained, but I'll rewash it for you guys for the end, and we'll do the interior here in just a few. So let's zoom through all of the lights and get these things working. Well guys, everything is going smoothly on this, and now it's time to rewire our running lights, which is one of my favorite features of this entire van. So I cannot wait to get these hooked back up. And like I said earlier, we have the running lights up there, which we're gonna run to a new control panel in a future video. Very excited about getting all that working, but let's focus on this now, see if we can get all these working, because as you can see down here, pretty much all the wires are chewed up and got caught on things. So I went ahead and tested the white wire is our positive, and I'm guessing the black's the ground. I'll go ahead and test that. I'm going to run it first to this first light here, and then we'll just loop it. And if any of these lights don't work, we'll just go ahead and replace those probably in a future video. But I think all of them were working before all these wires got destroyed. And on the other side, I believe all of those were working too. So we've got a little bit of work ahead of us, but nothing crazy. Let's get started, rewire all of this up, and see if we can get them working. Well, I went ahead and temporarily hooked up the positive and negative to the rest of them, and they all come on, which is great news, except this last one has a couple bulbs out. So I've got to find either the exact replacement for that, or unfortunately I'll probably have to swap all these out because I don't want one weird looking light that doesn't match the rest of them. And these are older, but I kind of wanted to keep them the way that they were. So if I can get that one working or find an exact replacement, I will. But let's go ahead and run the rest of these, and then we'll move on to the other side, which I think is just a ground issue. So I'm going to play around with the ground on that one and then see if we need to rewire the other side as well. So let's go ahead and get this finished off and move on to the next side. Well, guys, I know that the ground for these running lights is actually behind here in the screw. Don't know why that's like that. I guarantee you it wasn't supposed to be like that. Somebody just rigged it up, and that is why these are not working right now. Because I actually had to take this light out thinking that this was the bad bulb originally for my blinker, but it wasn't. This bulb was actually good, and when I took it off, I realized that my ground for my running lights was right behind here, hooked up to this screw. So let's go ahead, take off these screws, and you guys will see what I mean. All right, I can see the ground right there. And let's go ahead and flip the lights on and then play around with that ground and see if we can get the lights working. Okay, I've got the lights on, as you can see there. Our ground wire hanging out there. Running lights are not working, but let's go ahead. Oh, there they go. See, they just flickered on. Yeah, a real bad ground there. So I'm definitely gonna run this to a different spot, but looks like there's other bad news. It's at least two of them. I can't even get a good ground. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, it's hard to get a good ground, but it looks like the first one's out, which was not out before. And then that one that got busted is out. So I may just end up having to swap all of these unless I can find these exact replacements. I do like these lights a lot. I've looked at other ones online, and I didn't like them as much as I like these with the little bubbles. Kind of gives it that vintage classic look. So I'm gonna try to find these exact same ones and see if we can get a couple of these swapped on another video probably. But for now, let's go ahead and run this ground properly and then get everything tidied up and take a look at it at night.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
And that's gonna wrap up the video. Definitely gonna do a walk around, and I've got an incredible amount of work done on this van in just the past few weeks. You guys got to see some of it. Some of the other things I got to do, I put new shocks on here, got the van aligned, and then just did a bunch of other little knickknacks I didn't fully record, like swapping out that light and just fixing up a little things here and there. But the big ones are definitely cleaning up these rims. I am blown away with how good they look. I love those center caps black with that Chevy emblem on there, and you guys got to see a lot of that happen on this video. One of the other things that you did not get to see is I ordered an all new running lights for this van too. As you can see, I got them working on this video, but I want to go ahead and either add more or completely change out what's here because I love the way the new lights look. They are a little different style. They are a little bit bigger, and I wanted to save that for either another video or just do it off camera and then update you guys. But overall, I am very happy. The van is all cleaned up. I've been daily driving this thing now for about a couple weeks on and off. So put about maybe 1,500 miles on her, and she is running beautiful. I can't wait to take this out tomorrow. We're gonna take the dogs and the kids and go to a park and hang out. We've got a storm coming through right now, so I really wanted to finish up this video and just show you guys the big transformation. Once again, guys, my name's Pete. This is Pete's Carport. This is my 95 Chevy G20 conversion van. that'll be with the channel forever. You'll get to see it on and off, but quite a few more videos going to be coming out here soon on this van. You guys have an awesome day, a blessed week, and I'll catch you on the next video.